Bears fans, YouTube, Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze have officially signed their rookie contracts, and we're here to talk about it. I'm Johnny CMD, here as always with the main event, Kevin Haggerty, and we're here to talk a little bit about Bears news. If you're new here, hit the like and subscribe button. We are going to be planning on posting videos typically every week, but hopefully consistently, especially once the season. We're starting to get into prime content.
Yeah, it's been a little rough, obviously, like vacation schedules in the summer, and then like on top of that, content is not as heavy. But as we just started training camp officially. We are 4 days away from putting on pads, and we are 10 days away from the Hall of Fame game. And the Hard Knocks crew is on site.
I think probably day one they're supposed to be there, right?
Dude, they are just absolutely murdering right now, getting as much footage as they can, creating everyone's favorite preseason show on HBO.
So we are going to talk about all those things, but Kevin, before we got started, my cousin Teddy, a fan of the show, kind of says that we need to argue about stuff a little bit more.
Okay.
So I try to think of something that I think we're probably going to have a split opinion on, but I don't really know because I'm kind of torn on this, but I've been seeing some like Instagram.
Is it Trump versus Kamala Harris?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, as of recording this, Biden has dropped out of election as of like 6 hours. But no, I'm not planning on getting into that today.
We were like, should we talk about it on the podcast? We're like, this is a football podcast.
I've got nothing interesting to say about it.
Okay.
I've been seeing some content I'm not sure if they're AI or if they're just doctored videos of like big moments in sports, but the big thing didn't happen. Like one was like OBJ didn't make the catch.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that.
One where like was it the Clemson and Georgia, like the kick six?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like basically the video's doctored so it didn't happen.
Okay.
So it kind of got me to thinking like what are some bad Chicago moments that we wish didn't happen the way they did?
Bartman.
Well, I present two.
Okay.
And you get to decide one that gets erased.
Okay.
And I want to hear your perspective. First one comes to mind. The double doink.
Yeah, I went stuff.
Double doink. So
yeah.
Cody Parkey.
Yeah.
We're down 1 point.
Yep.
In the Bears' one good Nagy and Trubisky year.
Yep.
We were in the playoffs as the 3 seed, and
that was the year.
Mitch makes a great game winning. This is a very makeable kick.
Yep.
Hits the upright twice and becomes one of the most iconic missed field goals in Chicago, maybe even NFL history.
Did I ever tell you about the story when we went to Phoenix for my buddy Joe's bachelor party?
I think you did tell me this, but yeah, remind me.
So we get in an Uber to go play golf at TPC, and the guys were in Phoenix, Arizona, and the cab driver's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing here for a bachelor party?" Blah blah blah. Like, "Oh, where are you from?" And he's like, "We're like Chicago," and he's like, "Oh, I'm from Philly." How about that? How about that double doink? Literally,
I forgot the guy was from Philly. Yeah.
He literally goes, "I'm from Philly." Next statement is, "How about that double doink?"
I know, yeah. So
that's the first. That's what you say.
And I was at that game, probably one of like the saddest I'd been. So tough one to top. You can reverse that one, or
is it Bartman?
No, it's the Derrick Rose torn ACL. God. In that, I think it was it the MVP year. This is like what year this was? I don't know, but it was like early. It was like the torn ACL. They were the 1 seed playing the 8 seed 76ers,
blowing them out in the fourth quarter, and Tibbs keeps them in.
Them in.
That was wow.
They end up. I actually had to go back and check this out. They actually lost that series to the 8 seed 76ers.
Wow.
Despite, I think I was reading Joakim Noah got hurt as well, and then I think that might have been LeBron's first championship.
Okay.
Because the Heat went on to win that year.
Okay.
So
I already know where I'm going to go, and it's probably not for the reason that you think I'm going to go that way. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go the Derrick Rose injury.
Okay.
And the primary reason I think I would go that way is, so hear me out here. Mm-hmm. If the Bears end up winning that game, there's a good chance that we're still in maybe the Nagy and Mitch years. Okay, just hear me out.
So you're saying you want to erase the Derrick Rose moment?
Yes, erase the Derrick Rose moment. Okay. And the reason why is because, hear me out real quick. So if they do hit that double doink, like we're potentially still in the Mitch and Nagy, whatever years, right? And like, we've come so far from there, and like we are once again in Chicago Bears. We are pumped and we are excited. We have moved on, and we're in another stage of our life. The Chicago Bulls are still in misery. They will continue to be in misery.
Yeah.
They have never recovered from this.
Yeah.
And like
that is true.
And like the Chicago Bulls franchise, in my opinion, should be amazing. It should be great. And like those teams were fun to watch. They were exciting. Derrick Rose was the MVP. He was the pride and joy of Chicago, and now he's gone.
Like, you still watch some of like the prime Derrick Rose videos come across on like social media every once in a while,
and I watch them every time.
And just how explosive he was at that point.
Too big, too strong, too fast.
So here I'm going to play devil's advocate. I think I could see either one of these, but I'm going to play devil's advocate and say that I think I want to get rid of the double doink. And here's my reasoning. And I truly believe this. It's not even trying to play devil's advocate because you went this way. I don't think Derrick Rose and that Bulls team were ever going to beat LeBron James at any point of the span of that team.
I disagree.
Because because there were some times where prime Rose was playing prime LeBron, and LeBron locked him up one-on-one, and the Bulls did not have an answer.
And that's fine, but Derrick Rose was still super young. Right,
that's true.
Like he hadn't truly entered his prime as a player yet. Like LeBron had a few years on him. Plus, here's the other thing: did you just see the South Sudan game?
Yes.
And Team USA won by 1 point.
Yeah.
Do you know who was instrumental in setting up the South Sudan team?
No. Who?
Luol Deng. Now, what I'm saying,
he's not playing though, right?
No, he's like the president, whatever. But I'm saying, like, he can lock up LeBron. Okay,
I mean,
but defensively, he was a great two-way player, and they were switching, and Taj was on him too when he would drive low. Like Tibbs would have figured out how to defensively contain LeBron. Hey, just listen.
Okay.
And then Derrick would be able to grow and develop as a player. Yes, he won the MVP, but he was 22 years old. 22.
I think he was younger than that.
He was the youngest MVP ever. Like, his trajectory was limitless on how great he could be.
So let's bring it back to to the Bears. Let's say the Bears make that kick.
Yeah.
So the Bears would then go on to play the 1 seed New Orleans,
led by Drew Brees.
I think Drew Brees probably his last year. No, I guess maybe not quite yet.
No, he retired like 2 years ago.
I'm surprised. I was looking back at that they were the number 1 seed. But anyway, so
what do you mean? Sean Payton was amazing.
Yeah, but I don't remember them being that good in 2019. I think this is 2019.
Dude, they were really good.
Yeah, well, but they ended up. So the Eagles, who beat the Bears, then went on to lose to the Saints, and the Saints went on to lose to the Rams.
Yeah,
and the Bears had beaten the Rams earlier that year and really locked up Jared Goff.
Yeah,
I think there's a real good chance. I mean, I think the Saints might have been too much for the Bears because Mitch Trubisky was looking shaky. But there is a real world in which the Bears go on, and that was Tom Brady's last Super Bowl with the Pats, and they beat the Rams 13-3. Completely anemic Jared Goff. So there's a lot. I think there's a lot more what ifs for that year. Like I said, I don't think the Bulls go on that year to beat.
Not that year, but long term.
And then we're talking long term.
But think about where we are today.
I know we're in a better situation. Okay, that's the one thing I can understand. The Bears are in a better situation now than the Bulls are.
The Bulls are. They're who knows what they're doing over
But
there.
you know what? I mean, I was never a Mitch Trubisky believer. And maybe that would have muddied the water if he had a couple of playoff wins under his belt.
It would have been great though. Mitch's life would have been. Mitch could actually have a career.
I think maybe it wouldn't have shot his confidence. I don't believe Matt Nagy was ever the problem. You know what?
Matt Nagy just won a Super Bowl with Kansas
City. I know.
As of what? Special care?
He came from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
We fired him.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid was like, okay,
come on, baby.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, Eberflus has got a lot to prove. I don't think Eberflus has proven to me that he is a better coach than Matt Nagy.
But he's a better looking coach than Matt Nagy.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
New look
now
Eberflus.
Now that he's got the beard, sure. So that's where I'm standing on that. I think I'd rather them hit that double doinks. I think there's a chance that we make a run to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or at least change the trajectory. The one thing that I am really glad about, we've been talking about the future where we are now compared to where we would be.
Yep.
I'm glad we got rid of Pace. Pace didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that loss was instrumental to getting Ryan Poles. So maybe that makes this conversation a little bit different. But that's where I stand on that.
I think Derrick Rose, just wrapping up though too, is that Derrick Rose is a human being and as a player, like he had so much potential, and it's just a shame of like no matter just to see him get hurt and the way he came back, didn't come back, like with the ACL tear, the meniscus, then another ACL tear, then another meniscus, and
people forget he sat out the entire next year.
Oh no, I remember
the Bulls made a run in the playoffs, and I remember every single night being like, "Is Derrick Rose going to come back in the playoffs?
When is he coming back?"
All right, so a lot of things going on in the media. I think it was last Tuesday that it was announced by Adam Schefter that Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams had both signed their contracts.
Which
silenced a lot of just like nonsense that I was seeing on social media, and I really liked it at face value. Like they did it together on the same day. Obviously, this was planned, but then it came out a couple hours later. Well, no, Caleb Williams hasn't actually signed his contract yet, but they're working out a couple of details, which I'm like, oh god.
So like the thing about the rookie contracts to me are it's kind of like I don't understand why it's like a non-news event to me. Like so like it used to be. I think I could be wrong. With this. It's like they used to actually negotiate rookie contracts. And I think Sam Bradford, I think we talked about this before, was the last guy to get like a negotiated contract before they moved to this structure.
It just really doesn't feel like there's a lot of moving parts these days, but there's always like...
It's like, no, it's literally a bracket. Like pick, number, amount. And it's like, there's not really much else to discuss or to deal with that. So I don't know why it's so
yeah, I mean, but every year there's like some sort of holdout situation, and it
Joey Bosa. You remember when Joey Bosa held out like all of training camp?
Which I don't know what I'd really like. I never dove into this because I don't think there's really been like a big name player on the Bears that has done this. Caleb Williams is kind of sort of the first one, but the deal got done. But we did Ryan Poles is kind of downplaying the whole situation,
as he should.
There was some sources out there saying that you read a little bit about this. What were the kind of talking points?
So the two things were like he wanted to get paid to an LLC, and then he wanted it to be a forgivable loan. So there was some things saying about how you would know about LLC since you run an LLC through it, and I got the CPA background, but like they're saying in the state of Illinois you don't have to pay income tax at LLC, but you'd still get a K1. He wouldn't run it through Illinois; he'd run it through Delaware if he had any smart people. Anyways,
I think
whatever. But the bigger thing was the forgivable loan. So the concept for those of you who don't understand, for the forgivable loan would be it would be a regular loan, 0 interest rate. So basically, I'm the Bears, you're Caleb. So I would give you a loan payable in 10 years at 0 interest rate. Therefore, everything I'm giving you up front is no taxes. It's a loan since you have the intent to pay it back. Then in year 10, which would be like the agreement, I would then forgive the loan, therefore then making it
at that point you pay all the taxes.
Correct.
But you don't have to pay it till later.
You're basically deferring taxes for 10 years.
And you invest that money, which Caleb Williams has. What did he come out with? He's running, what would it be called? Like not like a brokerage or something like that. No, he started his own like some sort of like investment company.
Did he really?
Yeah. I think we had talked about that. Like he's obviously very like a business minded guy. He's still doing this without his own agent. I mean, he had a lot of like lawyers, and I think he had like some third parties take a look at this contract and see what he can do, see what he can get away with. We were watching like some guy talk about where it almost kind of suggested that the NFL shot this down. Maybe the Bears.
Multiple people said that the NFL shot it down.
So maybe the Bears were on board. It's interesting. I mean, maybe it kind of opens up conversations with the NFL Players Association going forward. I think the only thing that kind of matters from like a football fan or team standpoint is he was just trying to get rid of the ability, like, you can't put a franchise tag on me.
Which was actually, I think, really not smart, but like that would be something I would want.
Nobody wants to be franchise tagged, but I'm guessing that's like I think that's probably just like a collective bargaining agreement. Like, none of the players want it. But the Players Association, the teams come together being like, this is what needs to happen. Like, it is never a good thing for the players to be franchise tagged. So
well, the other interesting thing, too, about the whole thing with Caleb's contract and stuff, if you remember, like, in the offseason, they were like, oh, Caleb wants equity in a team. So, like...
That always kind of just felt like gossip to me. Was that ever really true?
No, it was confirmed or denied. But the reason I'm saying it, though, is that, like, this contract stuff, it's kind of like, I wonder, it kind of gives more legitimacy to his his desire to have. If he's trying to do this shit now on basically a cookie cutter contract, and he wants to add all these little weird things, imagine what it means like longer term. Now, I'm not saying anything about Caleb, but I'm just saying it gives more legitimacy to that report that maybe he does at one point does want equity.
I think. I mean, it just sounds like he's a business savvy guy, which
good
which is good.
It means he's not dumb.
Yeah, compared to we were just talking about like before the podcast started, neighbors just making it rain in the club.
We're $1 bills.
Like, do whatever you want to do. It just kind of like gave me flashbacks of like the Kawhi Leonard, just like the really creepy video of him just like stone faced, just like throwing money. Like, yeah, which you know what? I've never been a strip club guy, and I believe I believe you should spend your money however you want to spend it. But personally, I'm really glad that we have Rome Odunze, who just seems like a super smart dude.
Dude, seems great.
Really
first guy in, last guy out.
Really media friendly. Yep. I also love he also signed his contract, and we didn't talk about the numbers yet. But Caleb Williams, $38.5 million, 24.8 guaranteed is a 4-year contract. Or I think it was a signing bonus.
Okay.
And that's very comparable. It's like a little bit less than what Bryce Young got paid. Like I think it's like almost like inflation. Like the difference is like it's just a little bit more than what Bryce Young got paid at the number 1 pick last year.
How much did Caleb get paid?
$38.5 million.
Over how many years? Four. With the 5th-year option.
Yeah.
Really, let me benchmark this. Sam Bradford in 2011 or 2010, the first overall pick, got a 6-year, $78 million deal.
Holy crap! It's a bust too. That's crazy.
But that's why
that was the Rams, right?
Yeah, the Rams. But that's why it's like these are cookie cutter contracts for a reason.
I feel like it'd be miserable.
Dude, can you imagine
as a team dealing with that?
Oh my gosh!
Like some teams might even be like, I don't want the 1st round pick. Like if I'm gonna have to pay this number 1 quarterback $70 million off the jump that I know nothing about,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm trading that pick.
It's kind of like it gives a lot more protection to the teams, and like you don't want to give a rookie a 6-year deal at $78 million, and that's like a long time ago too. So I just wanted to benchmark that.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Putting those numbers in perspective for sure, like almost double.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. And then Odunze gets 22.7, $13.3 million signing bonus, also in a 4-year deal with a 5th-year option. Rome Odunze is also like I don't know why it just stuck out in my mind. He's sponsored by Sharpie, and I think he's like I signed my contract with Sharpie, like at Sharpie, like ad. And I just kind of like it. I just like Sharpies a lot. You ever write with a Sharpie?
Yeah.
I think Sharpie's a great brand.
I think our invitations we did with like the fine point Sharpie.
Yeah. It's just a quality product. Can you think of a better, like, what is it called, like a felt pen? Can you think of something that rivals Sharpie?
So yes and no. So
Sharpie, sponsor us.
Well, hang on, I'm gonna come back. So I switched.
You better not be saying anything bad about Sharpie, right?
No, I like Sharpies, but I wrote with a pencil my entire life in all of college, and then
really,
I
got rid of pencils as soon as I got to college.
Well, I used mechanical pencils.
Those are worse.
Let me finish the fucking story, John.
Tell your pencil story, Kevin.
I moved to pens when I entered the real business world, right? And I just like I would have some scratch outs here. I just hated it. I hate that I would smear it sometimes. So one day I'm just like, fuck it, I'm moving back to pencils. So I invested in like the most expensive mechanical pencils you can have.
Really?
They're not that expensive. It's like literally a box of 4 for $30.
Okay.
But they're fucking awesome. Okay. They're like Paper Mates. They're blue. You click them. They're the best fucking pencils I've
I gotta check out these pencils.
I've had them for 10 years.
Please bring some to the podcast next week.
I will. And anyone that likes pencils would recommend.
All right. But yeah, I'm really excited for Rome Odunze. And that kind of brings us to the next topic is the Bears of official. What are these these preseason practices called? They're not OTAs anymore, right?
It's training camp.
Just training
Straight up
camp.
Training camp.
Yeah. So practice yesterday. Caleb. I was reading some reports. 7-on-7 drills looked really, really good. He was like, I think it was like 8 of 9 or something like that. Threw a bomb. Let's see if I can find it really quickly.
That's the Keenan Allen, by the way.
That one was the Keenan Allen, but that's not.
Go back to our boy Bajan.
Well, we're gonna get back to Bajan, I promise. So this bomb, this just gets you excited.
Yeah.
Conversely, on the full team, they did a 2-minute drill. 110 left from their own 30.
I saw down 3.
Had a little bit of, had a little bit of momentum. It was like a third and medium after 2 incomplete passes, like right around midfield. And he threw a pick. I want to say maybe it was Gordon, maybe it was Jaden Daly. But he threw a pick.
I heard the same thing. So it was not a bomb, but he threw like a sidearm pass to DJ Moore, who was streaking up and Stevenson picked it off. I read that too. So. But like when asked, Shane Waldron was like, "Hey, we want to see Caleb continue to be aggressive."
Well, that's like what the writer that I was reading about said. Like, situationally, like you had it was like a third. You had to make a play.
Yeah.
There was like 20 seconds left. So, I mean, they're saying not the worst pick that he could have thrown. And you got Bajan getting some reps in there. That's a dot right there. I just love this guy, man. Like, I hope he's featured in.
His old man will be for sure.
I think he's gonna be the guy. Like I said, like I've told you before, I've never really watched Hard Knocks, but they always follow one kind of like
and then gets
French guy. Yeah, but I think it's gonna be Tyson Bagent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love Tyson Bagent. I think that. He did not get as much love, and we've been loving him.
We love him. He went 2-2 for the Bears last year.
I just think he was so solid. He followed the game plan. I think he's a perfect guy as a backup that can just kind of come in. If you give him a game plan, he's going to execute it. Let's see. There's another good pass. I think we were just watching this one. This one's the Keenan Allen.
Love it. Yeah. We'll out to the flat. In the flat right there. But like honestly, I'm just super psyched for the Bears just to like get in here and start playing. And like I looked up like Shane Waldron's offense because I was curious. Yeah. So like he is from the McVay tree again, right? So like and the other big. Well, I forgot the analogy. If
was Getsy from the McVay tree as well?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so either.
No, but Luke Getsy, he was very meticulous on his play calling and stuff like that. And I guess Shane Waldron is much more like free flowing and like which like if you have we were talking about it a little bit pre-show, but if you have a quarterback at the caliber at which we think Caleb is and what he should be. You want him to have the ability to go out there and make those plays.
Yeah. So wait, the quote that you were giving, like his Waldron's offense is more like jazz.
Yeah. Well, compared to an orchestra of Luke Getsy's offense. Yeah. And like I just when I heard that analogy of like a fine-tuned orchestra versus a jazz band, I immediately think of like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Because like Aaron Rodgers was his ability to make plays when things were broken or like at the line of scrimmage, like he just checked something really quick, or like when there was the offside and he would just throw the ball deep, like shit like that is what I want to see happen for the Bears.
I'm trying to think of what quarterback I would think of like jazz. I don't think it's Rodgers. Rodgers is like surgical. Like if you just gave
Favre,
him
what about Favre?
Favre or Mahomes, I guess. Yeah, Favre. Would probably
gunslinger.
Rodgers wasn't a gunslinger. Rodgers just knew how to stand in the pocket, and as soon as he had like an opening, he just killed you.
Flick the wrist.
Yeah, I just remember just like so many. Like it was always just like a 3rd and 12, and Rodgers would always just find a way to pick it up against the Bears, which is part of the reason why we haven't beat them in. Is it 6 years?
It's going to change.
Is it 6 years?
It's going to change.
Is it 6, though? It's 12 game losing streak? I think it's 6 years.
The last one I remember was when I think it was Mac's first game was the last time they won.
Who's first game?
Khalil Mack's first. So yeah, it would be
no, we lost that game.
Did we lose that?
Yeah, that opener?
Right.
Yeah, dude. I think we did beat them once that year, though. The double doink year, I think we beat them. So that was, I guess, 5 years, 6 years maybe. So it's like I think we're on like a 10 or a 12 game losing streak. Look that up real quick.
I will.
I am so ready for Jordan Love to not be half as good as everyone's trying to make him out to be. I think he's going to be a huge sophomore slump. So I agree. I think that we.
But it's not a sophomore slump because technically he's in his 5th year.
It's a sophomore. He's a sophomore though.
Okay, fine. And let me see if I can get this history. So they played 208 times in total. So the Bears have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight.
10 straight. Okay.
With the
last 5 years.
With the last one being in 2018.
Yes, so that was the double doink year. 2019 was the playoffs.
Johnny, this is so ugly.
I think during that 10-game losing streak, like the all-time record flipped in the Packers' favor. So I think it was in the last 5 years.
Can I send this to you on messages real quick?
You want to show it?
I do. Hang on, let me send this to you.
Instagram messages or?
I can send it to you Instagram message. That's fine. I'll do an Instagram message because it's like pitiful, how it's like the win losses. It's just
all right.
It just kills me.
I feel like the 10-game losing streak says it all. What are we looking for here?
Just look at this. The 10-game losing streak, and then we got our win, right? And then
and then it's yeah.
And then
it's a 5-game losing streak, and then a win, and then a 4-game losing streak. So
keep going down, dude. It doesn't get any better.
So 5 years losing streak, and then a win, and then 2.5-year losing streak, and then a win, and then a 2-year losing streak, and then a win, and then oh my god,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
And then a 2.5-year losing streak, and then a win. When was last time that we won consecutive games against the Packers? Was 2007.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm looking at it, and it's like, dude, it's ugly.
That is ugly.
Dude, it's really, really, really bad.
Was that even Cutler era? I guess it must have been.
Yeah, 2008 for sure. It's a Cutler era.
Was that the same year? It was. Okay, so we actually swept so that was a couple years after the Super Bowl.
That must have been when Brett Favre got back on painkillers or something. I don't know, man. But yeah, no, that's ugly.
I mean, there's a good little stretch here in the early 2000s.
That's when Lovey was the Super Bowl year.
Lovey, yeah.
That was 05 year.
Yeah, that was Lovey.
Yeah, so like those were good.
But then here's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So
in our life, what is the longest win streak against the Packers that the Bears have ever had? So let's go back to 91.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but that's not in our lifetime. 1, 2, 3, 3-game winning streak. Have we beaten a 3-game winning streak at all in our lifetime? A 3-game winning streak in that was the Super Bowl year and the following fall. 3-game winning streak. Meanwhile, the Packers have put up 10 in a row.
So Caleb wants to win the city over. Beat the Packers.
Oh God, yeah.
If you beat the Packers, I'm surprised we don't talk about these stats more often because this is as ugly as it gets, man.
Yeah, man.
That's some.
It's embarrassing. It's like whenever I see posts from Packers fans hating on the Bears, I actually am happy about it because they should be well beyond us at this point. Like, is it even really a rivalry? Because it has not been a rivalry in 10, 15 years.
So we have a buddy who's really close to us in the group chat that we've referenced multiple times, and he is it's weird because his dad's like one of the hardest Bears fans I've ever met in my life.
I think some people just want to be a little bit different. Yeah. And they kind of dissent a little bit.
He's technically, he's junior. He's Joey Jr. technically.
Yeah.
So he is a junior, so he probably want to be a little different. His grandfather was actually a Packers fan and got him to sign Favre.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
Whatever, right? But we give him crap all the time. Like, yo, dude, are you a Bears fan yet? Are you a Bears fan yet? And he finally this year is kind of coming around.
I think he's realizing how lonely it is to be the only Packers fan in a group full of Bears fans. Even if you're winning, it's still it's not fun.
Dude, it's awful.
So when you're happy, everyone else is pissed.
So what he said is he roots for the Bears every game except when they play the Packers. Which I feel like is basically you're a Bears fan at that point.
I would say so.
I would say so, Joe. I know you listen. I know you.
But I guess the bigger question is, Bears and Packers aren't playing each other. Is he watching the Packers or is he watching the Bears?
I think he watches the Bears because they're on it's unless he's getting Sunday ticket. Yeah. It's hard to not be a Bears fan in your city. Mm-hmm. It's not like marquee. The Cubs make it so fucking difficult to watch a Cubs game now because you have to get Marquee Network, blah 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 blah.
Is that difficult though? I mean, it's
you have to pay all this extra money.
I know.
And then so Google doesn't support it, so it doesn't have an app for it, so you have to stream it from your phone.
Oh really?
They make it so hard.
There's got to be some sort of renaissance in the way to watch sports. It kind of makes sense that why can't the NFL just be here's a subscription service. We're not playing on any of why can't they have their own streaming service?
I would pay for it.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
For all of it.
Because now it's Amazon Prime and Peacock and
Disney Plus. I think a game's on this year.
Really? I think I did see that. Yeah.
Dude, they're gonna be on all platforms.
We asked for this, man. I remember our generation, people 10 years ago, it's I can't pay for cable anymore. Why can't we just pay for the channels we want? And we got it, and it sucks. Yeah, we did this to ourselves.
I know, and boomers just hate us because they don't know how to. Well, that's what they're preying on, are the boomers.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you can get the free 10-day subscription and cancel it. I know how to cancel it, John.
Yeah.
So our parents know how to cancel it.
They probably don't know how to get it in the first place.
And then once they do, they agree to a year subscription charged at $120.
Yeah, man.
It sucks.
It does suck. Anyway, on that note, cable sucks.
Yeah.
Packers suck.
Yeah, Packers suck.
We suck.
We don't suck. Wait, the Bears suck or the podcast?
No,
suck?
we suck. Yeah. What did I really like your you said an icebreaker is at work. You're I'm the host of a very unsuccessful podcast. I did like that a lot.
So we had to do this icebreaker thing, and we had to say a very interesting fact. We've already shared another interesting fact, so I had to come up with something new and original. And my interesting fact about me was I host a very unsuccessful podcast, and I got a ton of questions about it. I may have disclosed it to one person, like Bears fans talk.
Yeah.
That's what my 7:30 a.m. meetings for, is that group of people. So
okay.
Yeah, not looking forward to that.
Well, I'll try and have the episode out so you can play it during the meeting.
That would be off.
You ever do two truths and a lie in these meetings?
No,
nothing gives me more anxiety than
What's your two truths and a lie?
I don't have one, man, and I always I can't remember. I think of two things. Like it's like the most overwhelming anxiety trying to remember them. Like I did it once at work. I wrote them down on my phone in a notes app, and then just read it when it was my turn, just because I couldn't. My brain couldn't do it. I couldn't hold on to one thing that wasn't true and two things that were true.
I would do what icebreakers are, and those things in general are ways to low key brag about yourself.
I hate it. It's not
Watch.
fun.
So don't you say about yourself what I would do, Johnny?
What?
I would be like, my two truths and a lie are, 1, I did a triathlon. 2, I climbed, I did Angel's Landing twice.
Okay.
Or 3, I drive a 2024 Mercedes.
Okay.
No, you're literally giving 3 facts that are like, this guy's a fucking baller. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's what.
I mean, you did it way easier than I did it for myself. So, all right.
What are yours, Kevin?
I'll just keep that in my back. Yeah. What are yours, Kevin?
Triathlon's the one I always throw in there on two truths and a lie. I do something like I went 4 for 4 passing my CPAs.
Okay.
And then I do a last one like I have like 3 sisters. I don't know, but that's not like super cool.
But those are the ones that that's the one that people are always going to say isn't cool or isn't true or something.
Fine, but I still got I got 2 brags in there though.
Are you doing the triathlon this year?
Dude, the 8-week training program starts tomorrow. How's
your shoulder?
Not better.
Not better.
I did a 32-mile bike ride today, though.
32?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so Robert and I did it this morning.
Isn't the triathlon in a month?
No, it's in 2.
Oh, it's in September
8 weeks.
I think it's always been in September.
No, I had less than 8 weeks. Yeah,
it's usually at the end of August.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, I was going to say 8 weeks. 8 weeks didn't feel right.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks I have. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. No, I have 5 full weeks. 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Yeah, I have 5 full weeks. It's gonna be tough.
I'm pulling for you, man.
Thanks, dude.
I gotta get my ass in shape somehow.
Yeah, 2 weeks in Greece was not what I needed. But
what are you gonna do, man? All right, well, I think that's all I got for this episode.
Oh, WNBA?
Oh no, I mean I don't have anything listed.
Well, I would just say WNBA. So the WNBA All Stars beat to Team USA.
How
is there not more crossover?
I caught a couple of
and Caitlin Clark went 0 for 7.
0 for 7 3, but I caught a couple of minutes of it. I didn't realize it did. It's actually an interesting format. And the MLB All-Star game was just I think it was last weekend.
Yeah.
And nobody watched it. It was the second worst all time, only beating last year's, which as the worst all time in terms of viewership.
Yeah.
These All-Star games just are not interesting, but that was kind of an interesting wrinkle. Obviously they can only do it every 4 years.
Sure.
But and I don't know how hard the USA team was really giving it.
They're literally about to go to the Olympics in 3 days.
Yeah, probably not.
Opening ceremonies on Wednesday.
Gunning it. There was a nice little Clark to Angel Reese assist, and they dapped it up. No, I liked it. I thought it was fine. Did
you see Caitlin Clark? They had to hit a half court shot to end practice. Did you see that video?
I didn't see that video. No.
Caitlin Clark took the shot and she missed left, and then Angel Reese shot right behind her and she shoots it like this. Fucking butterfly Shaq bullshit. Banks it in, and everyone goes crazy.
Yeah.
And then she's high-fiving, dapping everyone up or whatever, and Caitlin Clark's just fuck this shit. She goes and she takes another half-court shot on the other side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would love to know if they really do have some animosity towards each other. I'm hoping Angel Reese is going to grow on me at some point.
Not.
We'll see.
Not this WNBA basketball.
Both teams, the Fever and the Sky, are probably going to make it as a low seed in the playoffs. That'd be interesting to watch.
Well, they wouldn't play each other.
They wouldn't play each other
because we know low seeds play high seeds.
I think I'm going to be like I said. I catch the WNBA. When it's on.
Yeah.
And that's another one that's on a couple of different sites. But there are a lot of just free to watch games, with YouTube TV. But I'm looking forward to the playoffs and see what that kind of atmosphere is like.
I mean, I saw the Caitlin Clark effect, a video last season to this season. She's electric for the sport, so you can't hate on that.
She had her first triple double I think a week or two ago. First rookie triple double ever.
Nice.
And then Angel Reese broke the double-double record by quite a few games for all time, not even rookies.
I don't think I sent you the thing, but it was like you know how like StatCast has like what happened in the game or whatever. And it's like Angel Reese missed layup. Rebound by Angel Reese. Angel Reese missed layup. Rebound by Angel Reese.
I think that's the meme. I don't think it's totally true. I think the biggest criticism that you can give, like there was one to extend it, like they were losing by like 10 points, like 20 seconds left, and they're like trying to force her the ball to get her 1 point.
I saw, and then she like got to the free throw line and she hit the free throw.
It's whatever. It's like it's historic. I think people shitting on it would don't realize that. I think in a lot of sports they would do something like that if you got some sort of historic run going on.
Did you see the dude who this was many years ago, there was this guy who he needed a rebound for a triple-double. He shot at his own basket and missed it to get the rebound so he can get a triple-double.
I have not seen that. That's atrocious. That's almost cheating.
Dude, it was like the end of the game and he shoots at his own basket, misses on purpose and gets the ball.
What if he made it? Like, who would you even score that to?
The other team.
Yeah, but which player? The closest one?
Sorry. I don't know, but he got the rebound.
That's funny.
Yeah, I love it. Last thing I want to say, USA Olympics start Wednesday. Go USA. Really, really pulling for Simone Biles. I just want to see her absolutely fucking dominate.
I hope so too, man.
Dominate.
I hope so too.
And then they can show her every game for the Bears.
I had told Tara that I had made a comment like, "Oh, if she competes," and Tara got real mad at me.
Who's our swimmer? What's her name? Lackey?
Lockie?
Yeah. So I saw a clip of her. She like finished her race like 40 seconds faster than the next person. Dude, she is like...
What race?
I think it was
swimming?
Yeah, one of the long swimmers.
Okay.
So I think she is positioned to literally have a more dominating run than Michael Phelps.
Really?
She is that much better of a swimmer than any other woman there is in the sport. And as long as USA... I just don't want to see like the medal count. I don't want to see it to be like relatively close. I want to fucking dominate.
Doesn't China beat us sometimes now?
No.
We always. I don't think we always win.
We dominate. We are America.
Well, I hope we do.
The summer game should be ours.
We'll fact check that for next week, but I'm pretty sure that it has not been domination over the last couple of games.
The U.S. What is the? Can Russia compete this year? Are they allowed to compete?
Well,
I haven't.
They're not allowed to compete because of the.
Yeah, the doping scandal.
No, I think it's the invasion on Ukraine.
Oh, that now.
I mean, that's where my mind was going.
Well, the doping scandal was like originally, so they're still sanctioned for that. But yeah. I guess the invasion of Ukraine would not allow.
I hadn't heard about that though.
What?
Yeah.
That they weren't going to be allowed.
Fact check me.
I think it's probably true, but that was always the thing about the Olympics. It's like everyone's just put politics, and which has never been true, by the way. There's always been politics involved in it.
Well, the best is when what's his name went over for the Olympics. Who is the not Jackie Robinson. Jones.
The runner?
The runner.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I don't remember his name. I should know his name.
Gosh. It looks so bad.
That was like World War II era, right?
Yeah, dude. It was right before, and like, I think it was like the 1932 Olympics.
Yeah.
And Hitler wanted to like show off.
Because it was in Germany, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was so furious that the Germans couldn't win.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me just say. Let me see. They are allowed to qualify them for the Paris Olympics.
Okay, so Russia's allowed to play?
Yeah, Russia's allowed to play.
All right. Maybe we can talk about that in our
I was going to say, John,
our political foreign affairs podcast.
There's a pending election on, so, that stuff.
I think they're competing not for Russia. I think they have to compete as an individual neutral athlete. And they are
that makes
athletes
sense.
with Belarusian or Russian passports who have been confirmed as eligible.
Well, they can compete as neutrals.
Okay, so
they're not competing for Russia.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, yeah, because you don't want to hurt the athletes who dedicated their entire lives to this. So that makes sense.
See, all-time medal count is
all-time 100 years.
I don't know. Let me just tell you, all-time medal count for the summer games. The United States has more than double the USR. Or URS, the Soviet Union. We have 2,629. For winter games, we do not have the most for the winter games. Norway takes the gold pun intended, at 405. So with that being said, I would say that, yes, we continuously dominate all games. Like, we are the greatest there ever was.
I sure hope so. I hope that remains true this year then, Kevin. All right.
We'll see. Go America.
Anyway, go America. Thank you all for watching. That's all I got. Kevin, anything else to close on?
Go America.
Go America. All right. Peace.